It is now day 2 of the Kurt Watch AD extravaganza. I was just too spent after yesterday's frivolity to record the back end of everything that we did. I purposely did not shoot when Kurt and I were running around that mall, the South Coast Plaza Mall. It's hard to call it a mall with all those super posh high-end brands. AP. That's the last time you saw AP. Audemars Piguet in a mall. I just wanted us to hang out, bro out, chill, and just talk watches instead of running around with the camera the whole time. I did take some pictures of the watches we saw, and I blew up my own Instagram with all those photos, because usually I only post like once or twice a week, something like that. It's not really my jam. But yeah, I just wanted to focus on us hanging out, broing out, and that's why I didn't really shoot any video footage in there. Although I perhaps ought to have shot some at the Porsche Design Boutique. Kevin, if you're checking this, had a blast with you, man. You're getting your own episode, dude. I'm just going to talk about the other brands that we got to visit during the Kurt Watch AD extravaganza. And in no particular order, here they are. Tudor made a really nice connection with the manager at the Tudor shop, Michael. Hope you're checking this out, dude. I hope you're hooking me up with my Tudor Pelagos 39. It's great pleasure to see your Bucher edition as well, bronze. The thing about we had a good time in Tudor. They were very kind, very polite. The very first sales girl person we met, I asked her if they even had one of the 39s in that I could just look at, and she said no. And I took that at face value. But we went to other stores, bounced back to Tudor, and I forgot to look at the new GMT. Boy, she's a thick one. And I happened to encounter the manager who was there, and he's the one who showed us the GMT. And so I just randomly asked him. He's like, "Oh, I have one I could show you." And so, sometimes you have to go upper deck to get what you need or want out of the experience. But, we were very careful. I didn't try it on. It was someone's watch. It was bought and paid for, just not picked up, which is a cool thing to do. I was very grateful for it. And, I gotta turn right here. Oh, here we go. Boom, zoom, zoom, and a boom, boom. Shake your rump. I am in Pasadena today. G-Money and his family still sick, so I'm goofing off by myself. And I was gonna go to my old Jory Goodman spot, but it's like I need a parasol or an umbrella to keep the sun out of my eyes there. It's so hot. I mean, it's like beating down on you. The sunlight here is just so oppressive. So oppressive. Yeah, they forgot. What am I wearing today? I'm wearing the Nevada Grenchen reissue Chronomaster, which is, let me see, Chronomaster Aviator Sea Diver or something like that. I can't read it. Brought this watch out. G-Money had this watch hostage for a week and a half while he was sick. I picked it up from his joint before I started running around doing this today. And I meant to spend a lot of my trip enjoying this watch because I don't wear it a lot, and I should. I have the vintage one too. I don't wear that one near enough either. But stay tuned for a double trouble with those at some point. They did an amazing reissue. Got it on a Tropic rubber strap, period correct. I do love this watch. This is one of my cooler watches. I just don't know why I don't wear it enough. Next up, Bulgari. The Bulgari visit got off to a rough start, in as much as just looking to talk to the salesperson, an older lady who's been on the job for a while, probably seen all things under the sun. And Kurt and I were going to check out the Octo Finissimo, and I was like, "Oh, I have a Bulgari. I've got the Diagonal Scuba, kind of like this one, the predecessor." And she very sharply said, "Oh, it's not Octo Finissimo." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Let me finish my sentence, ma'am." And so we caught a look at a couple of their Octos. One in particular, I like the Skeleton, and they were turbo. They were like 18, 19, 20 grand. Not in the market for that. Nor would I spend 20 grand on that watch, but they were cool. One thing I did find super cool is and I'm sure it's the case for all the ones on the bracelet, is that if you position it a certain way, you can use it as a desk clock. Like when you're traveling, travel clock, put it up on the nightstand or whatever, and it holds tight there at that angle. Not the best photography, apologies, but you get the point. It's a pretty cool repurposement of a $20,000 watch. Although maybe that one wasn't 20, I don't remember. I'm just not in that price point for a Bulgari. JLC, JJ LeCoultre. JJ LeCoultre. Had a blast there. We stayed quite a while there. Kurt knows the AD there, or the person working there is a boutique, not AD. Saw some cool pieces. Saw the red. Really like that red. I really want to get. If I got the red, I would want that Phoenix on the back. But he told me a strange story. They'll put nearly anything on the back, but they have to get the IP clearance of the owner of the image. Like, you couldn't put a Nike swoosh on the back of your Reverso because Nike's not going to give them permission to do it, which I found very strange. I get it on one hand, but it's like, even if I wanted to duplicate the red Phoenix, I would have to hunt down permission from the image owner to do so, which might be easy because it was just that one dude who had it done already. And if they got permission to do it once, I could probably reach out to him. But yada yada yada. A red dot watch. I think it was like $8 or $9 grand. It's a lot. It's a lot for a red watch. I don't got a whole lot that goes with that red. But that gold one with the complications. I'm sorry, the gold one was a Reverso. That was awesome. But the other gold one with the complications, I didn't even catch the name of it, but boy, it was beautiful. Had a blast at JLC. Had an espresso there. I don't normally, when I go into ADs, they're very accommodating. If I'm not looking to buy, I feel guilty for taking a coffee or a scotch or whatever from them, or a bottle of water. I very rarely buy from an AD. But I had a coffee because I didn't get any on my way down to the OC. We had fun though. Had a little bit of fun at Panerai as well. We were gonna skip Panerai because it's just not the watch for me. I respect it. It's a design icon. It's just not my watch. And I was always, way too big for me, yada, yada, yada. But we tried on a handful. The Navy SEALs watch looks pretty cool. I don't know, 20 grand for a plastic watch. All right, it's carbon fiber. I'm sorry, it's plastic. It's a plastic watch. I ain't paying 20 grand for a plastic watch. It was cool though. It's GMT. I tried on the girl Panerai. It fit me perfect. I know they wanted 7 grand for that one, which is still a lot, but it fit well. And it had a beautiful blue dial. You wear the watch that fits you, but it's clearly the girl Panerai. I love you, ladies. Speaking of girl watches, we popped into Van Cleef and Arpels towards the end of the day, and they were more or less closed to the public, even though the mall was open. I was like, yo, I don't live here, and I didn't get into your AD in Vegas either because they closed early. Can you let me in, hook me up? And they were cool. They were super cool. They got some unusually beautiful, like Charlize Theron grade watches. Like, only super duper attractive, wealthy women are buying those watches for themselves. Like 150 G's. Mostly poetic complications, but just very, very beautiful. And well worth. I mean, I appreciate those watches from an art and design perspective, as opposed to an ownership or gifting ship of them to someone. You have to hit the lottery before you start buying watches like that. Pretty cool though. Omega. Shout out to Lee. We had a blast at your joint, man. I had 2 really great visits to Omega boutiques this trip. Yanni, if you're watching this, really enjoyed our time together. I'm not cheating on you. I just happened to go to another boutique. And discovered some pretty neat things. I really like this Tintin object art that they had in their display case. I wonder if I grabbed it, if they'd notice. I just walk out with it. It is pretty cool. They should sell that. I'd have bought one. Well, it should be a clock, not just a object art. Got to see two super duper cool watches there. Another case where it was the green Seamaster, which is all of a sudden on the list because it's representing my colors. It's a super nice dark green. I'm not much into green watches, speaking generally. A Hulk, gorgeous piece, just too much. It's just not my jam. And this one is a bit green, even for someone who likes green. But the green Seamaster, it was great, and it was in. Someone bought it, and waiting to pick it up, so we got to see it. I actually got to try that one on. It was rad. If I was looking for a modern Seamaster, like a super modern, like newish, I'd put that one on the list. But the belle of the ball for me, you got to see, hold, try on a Snoopy. And it's a display only Snoopy in as much as it's in the store, it's full regular Snoopy, but you can't buy it. And because they want people to be able to experience it, which I think is super smart. I mean, it sucks you can't buy it. It's rocking 9+ G's, but on the secondhand market, 25, 30, I couldn't do that. But that case back is so wonderful, so beautiful, so neat. What a cool thing to do. I'd have to say, gosh, would I buy one if I got offered one? I mean, the buyer in me is like, oh, of course you'd have to buy it, right? Because you could always make money off of it. But, gosh, once you buy it, that's just, it's a lot. 9 G's is a lot. 9 G's is a lot. I mean, I have my Speedmasters. I love them. 7. I'd go 7 on it. I wouldn't go 9. It's just too much into one watch. But I think it's worth it. It's just too much for me personally. I can't get to 9 on that piece. It was rad though. It's blue and white, which is gorgeous, but limits your options. I think it only comes on the strap. I'm not sure. Probably swap it a bracelet easy enough. Probably one of my favorite case backs ever. Like, legit ever. Let me see, am I on my last one? Chopard. Had an absolute blast at Chopard. That's why we're going to finish strong. I'm going to give a shout out to Julia, my girl Julia Roberts. Didn't know she was a Chopard ambassador. She had some really cute pictures in the store of her goofing off, having fun. Not taking herself too seriously in a, press photography sense. So that was cool. Saw some amazing ladies' watches in there as well. Like gorgeous pieces. Gorgeous pieces. But the absolute belle of the ball from that store was the 14 complications in this, had to have been a 1/2 inch or 5/8 inch thick watch. It was just under 5. It was like 475 grand. It was number one of it. They're only going to make either 10 or 20. I don't remember what the gentleman said. But they're not making them all at once. They're making them onesie twosies. Because it takes like 6 months just to assemble it once the thing's built. But I don't remember the name of it. I ought to have written it down. It was also later in the day, after In-N-Out Burgers. We were bouncing from AD to AD. If we did 12, I'd say it was light. Seems like we're at like somewhere between 12 and 15. Met up at 11. Took like 45 minutes for lunch. Closed the mall down at 8. Oh, my dogs were barking, but we had an absolute blast. And the day flew by like that. Also went to a Tourneau store. Saw some used pieces, which is where I operate, but used pieces at retail prices? No, Tourneau, just no. Not doing it. But Chopard, Bell, one of the bells of the ball, Omega, fabulous time. Tudor, Michael, hook me up, bro, and I will hook you up. I remember my friends. I always remember my friends. And Porsche design. Had an absolute blast with Kevin in that boutique. I'm going to do a separate video about that because I got my hands on one of the titanium models, and they're making more, so it's not as limited as we thought it was going to be, and I can't wait to shoot that episode. I'll probably shoot it. I wanted to shoot it today, but I got a wacky start. I'm bouncing around between 5 Airbnbs this trip because of all my book extension books. But I love coming out here, love talking watches with friends, and just taking opportunity to shoot in a different car. I didn't want to shoot in the car today. I mean, the car thing is my thing when I'm yapping, but I wanted to chill out in the land of the beard. Didn't get to do it too hot. Got to come out in the morning for that. All right, I'm gonna park this one there and give a major shout out and thanks to my friend Kurt. And we had a blast. I had a blast, brother. It's always great to hang with you. And yeah, maybe we'll do some more shooting together while I'm out here, brother. All right, enjoy yourself wherever you are in this beautiful, wonderful hobby of ours. All right, we will catch you in the next one. Peace.